Today, we welcome Rosemarie Aquilina, judge, journalist, attorney, professor, soldier, survivor, advocate, author, chef, and friend. She's the guest of Iowa State University's media ethics class, and today she'll be speaking about justice, social justice, the Me Too movement, and evil versus good in society. This is one of my favorite photos of Judge Aquilina, 30th Circuit Court Judge in Michigan. Her biography is extensive. This is just a snippet. She earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in English and Journalism at Michigan State University. Those also are my two degrees. Earned a Juris Doctorate degree from now Western Michigan University Cooley Law School in Lansing. Worked for 10 years as administrative assistant and campaign manager for State Senator John F. Kelly, and then as a partner in his lobbying firm. She had her own law firm and practiced for several years. She became the host of Ask the Family Lawyer. That was a syndicated radio talk show. Our broadcasters would like that. She joined the Michigan Army National Guard, and she became the state's first female member of the Judge Advocate General's Corps. She served in the Michigan Army National Guard for 20 years before retiring. She's an adjunct professor at Western Michigan University's Cooley Law School, an accomplished chef with YouTube videos featuring Rosemarie's Kitchen. And there's a link here that we can go to, and we'll post this on our website so that you can take a look at all her wonderful videos. And she's also author of several award-winning fiction books. Here are just a few. Of course, we know her as the presiding judge in the Larry Nassar case. In 2018, Judge Aquilina presided over the USA Gymnastics sex abuse scandal case. She allowed 156 women and girls involved with the US Olympics gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar to present personal testimony on their sexual abuse. She sentenced him to 175 years in prison. Here is an NBC News interview with Judge Aquilina that shows her special moral character.
Life has certainly changed over the past year for Judge Rosemarie Aquilina.
I don't get through the grocery store as quickly because people stop me all the time.
And what do they say?
Thank you. And probably 90% of them say, me too. And they hug me. Some people cry. And they all have a story. And many of them were not believed.
The outspoken Michigan judge became an overnight sensation when she lambasted USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar at his sentencing.
I wouldn't send my dogs to you, sir.
He'd gotten away with it for a long time.
Nobody listened. If one person would have listened 30 years ago, hundreds of girls would have been spared.
She decided to allow any victim who wanted to speak. It turned out to be 156.
I know the truth, and I know I'm worthy of sharing my story.
I've done this for 15 years, so I know that when I talk to a victim, it is healing for them because it's the power of the robe. And I try to use my gavel for justice. Sometimes I have to pound it for law and order, and sometimes it really should be seen as a wand of healing.
It was sort of seen by some as piling on. Okay, he's pled guilty, he's going to go to prison for a long time. Why take court time, court resources?
I know there are critics. I've heard from them. And maybe they'll disbar me. Do I care? I'd do it again. If I can't do this, I'll walk off the bench and lobby for it. It's the right thing to do.
That is pure Aquilina. Confident, brash, and passionate. She's worn a lot of hats in her 61 years. Immigrant child, the first female military lawyer in the Michigan National Guard, the divorced mother of 5. You have been a rule breaker in all kinds of ways. You had twins at 52 years old.
Yes, and I worked until the water broke.
Did anybody say you're out of your mind?
My family did. And then my sister said, well, that's just Rose. And it is, it's just me. I like being that troublemaking misfit.
And those are the people who change the world.
I hope so. And I want to propel sexual assault into extinction in every form.
That's a big order.
It is. I've got some ideas, though.
Stand by for that. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News, New York.
Hey,
You know, it was so special in 2019 to learn that Judge Aquilina was the international guest of the Malta Book Council. In our country, that is a very tall order. It's a very wonderful honor. There is a podcast about her work, and I'll provide the link there later. But this is a small talk from the magazine Scene, and let's take a listen to that.
I can tell you that you're never going to be happy with your first chapter. The idea is turn the page. And so it's about two brothers. One's a pilot, and his twin brother is a postal worker. And what he does is he collects the dead letters. His brother, on the other hand, has had some trauma, and he says, well, let me destroy those letters, but instead reads them, and where those children are asking for help, he kills whoever he thinks is hurting the children. Because not all kids ask for toys. Some kids ask for help. And I just think that's typical. When we have children, we need to listen. That's really was self-evident in the Nassar case. If somebody would have listened 30 years ago, it would not have been my case. And essentially what they want to know is, how did you know to ask, what is it you want me to know?
You can learn more about that and just read. It's a wonderful article, and I want to make sure that you read the text and not only just look at this video, which you can find on that link, but it shows just how enlightened, creative, and important her fiction work is, as well as everything else that she does in her life. We have a Malta connection. Her family hails from Crendi. It's a small village in the southern region of Malta. My family is from Salem. That's the sister island of Malta in the Maltese archipelago. And we also share a surname. My nana was Antonia Aquilina. There's a picture of her. In Maltese and also in Italian, Aquilina means eagle. The surname is given to those whose eyesights and talons are sharp as a raptor, and that certainly describes Judge Rosemarie Aquilina. And today in our class, she will discuss the state of justice as she defines it in her courtroom, the ethics behind the social justice movements that we're seeing today, including Black Lives Matter and Me Too, the Larry Nassar case, and survivor issues involving female athletes in general, the nature of evil versus good in the courtroom and society. She will also take questions. So when you ask them, please turn on your mic and camera. And with that, let us please welcome Judge Rosemarie Aquilina.